Good morning, and thank you for joining us. I'm Josh Werre. Today we're talking to Allan Idjao, Assistant Director of Student Life and Multicultural Student Programming. Thanks for being with us today.
Yes, of course. Glad to be here.
So we just had a few questions for you regarding impact and student leadership and what that is, what it looks like, and how students here can get involved with that. So to begin with, let's just say I've never heard of impact. What is that?
Yeah, so Impact is our student leadership program within our department, the Student Life Department. And basically, it's an opportunity for students to explore different opportunities outside of the classroom. So we want to provide opportunities for students to explore their leadership skills and then also just to be more involved on campus.
Gotcha. So then what kind of positions do you have for
Yeah,
that?
so within our Impact Student Leadership Program, we have different positions. We have resident assistants, orientation leaders, intramural coordinators, event coordinators within our Cougar Activities Board. We also have a photographer for our department, but then we also have a new position that we launched just last year. It's called the Prevention and Awareness Coordinator, and it's a partnership with the Office on Violence Against Women.
Gotcha. Can you go into a little bit about each of those positions? Like what are kind of their main responsibilities
Sure.
for those?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll first start off with our orientation leaders. I like to call these guys our camp counselors. So basically, they help welcome new students to campus and help welcome our new freshmen on campus. So helping with the transition from high school to college. So that's such an important piece of their experience as soon as they get on campus. So we want to make sure that they feel welcome, that they're comfortable and relaxed as possible, because it is very nerve-wracking when you come to a new environment, a new campus, that kind of thing. So, yeah. We also have resident assistants. Basically, these guys are help overseeing a residence hall building with the resident director. There's about 6 for each building, and they make sure that our residence halls are safe, but then also they put on really great programming for our residential students just to make sure it's a part of that college experience, So they try to have fun as much as they can. They put on great events, but then they also make sure that our students are safe as possible on campus.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then we also have our event coordinators, and as I mentioned, that's with our Cougar Activities Board, and these are, I like to call these guys the party planners. So they plan any events that are small scale to large scale events. And just a few examples that we have, or that we put on this past year or last semester, would be the Haunted House event. That's one of our larger scale events. We have Grocery Bag Bingo, which is usually pretty popular for our students. And then our next position is a photographer. And basically, they take pictures of all the events and activities that we have on campus, especially when it comes to homecoming or orientation, and then any of our small and large scale events. And then last one is our, two more. We have our intramurals coordinator. Basically, they put on programming in regards to recreation and wellness. So that could be going out for a hike, maybe at Great Bear, an outdoor campus. There's also opportunities to involve with sport competitions like volleyball, football, basketball, those sorts of things. We also have the Prevention and Awareness Coordinator, and as I mentioned, this is a partnership with the Office on Violence Against Women, and then they help out with putting on programming in regards to gender-based violence and creating those awareness events and prevention events as well. So yeah,
Gotcha.
So those are all the positions we have.
All right, so let's say I'm a student and one of those I'm interested in. Where do I begin for the application process?
Yeah.
Where should I start?
Oh, for sure. Well, if you are very interested in any of those positions, a pretty simple process. We do have an application online for our students. And then right after that, they submit a cover letter and resume. And then they do an individual interview. There's also a group interview, but that's for students also interested in the resident assistant position. So technically 3 steps, but then a 4th step if they're interested in being a resident assistant.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What would you say are 2 of the most important qualities that a student leader could have, or what you look for?
Yeah, so what we look for our student leaders, I would say one of the qualities is being open-minded. You will come across all types of students on campus with different types of experiences. So you have to be able to learn how to be open to their experiences that they have, that they've grown up with, and what they bring to campus. I would say another one is having a servant's heart. You have to be able to be ready to serve. I think that's so important, just being able to serve our campus community, specifically our students. And so for any students applying for these positions, they have to just be ready to serve, and like I said, just have an open mind about it.
Perfect. Well, I think that's all the time we have right now, but thank you so much for being here, Allan. We really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm Josh Werre, and we'll see you next time.